Hello and welcome to week 10. I've said welcome for the past couple ones, I think. Hello. Hi guys. No, that's informal. Okay, so my rambling. So, for drama this week, we did more individual work on monologues. What we did was working in a room together. So, we, just all sit individually and work on our monologues. So I think it's a lovely communal space to work together, because you just have those moments where you stop doing your own work or you've just finished your monologue and you watch someone else's, and it's just like drama bouncing off every wall, which means you get live in the moment feedback, which is incredibly helpful. So one of the main points of feedback I kept getting, both negative and positive, was working on my accent. Now, for my individual monologue, I have to have an Irish accent. It's literally written that way. So I was struggling to work on the accent, and I've been looking up different people doing it in an Irish accent and different people doing it well, different people doing it badly. Hopefully I'll remember to leave links to that below during week 10, so I'll remember that. If not, then I don't know. So what was effective is why. What I would say is effective is that I chose to go for the accent and commit to that, rougher, tougher character that Natasha said she hadn't seen me do. Natasha was the one that picked my monologue for me. Natasha said she hadn't seen me do, so I think it's effective that I did commit to that, and it's because it's widening my range, and it's challenging me as a performer. And then what can be developed, once again, is my accent. So obviously I'm going to lose it on some words, so what I've chosen to do to help bring it back is to pick key words within the accent to bring me back. So words like joyrider is an accent, because I slip into Australian a little bit, so certain words I can get to and bring me back to the accent and bring me back in without having to restart or say certain trigger phrases like I used to have to. So I think that's going to be interesting to work with, so that when it does slip, I can snap back into it. Okay, what else did we do in drama? We started devising work as a group. So evidently the devising last week with voice was to prepare us for this devising. So our task is to sort of sum up all the topics we've done in one big piece. We can choose which ones we want to do. We don't have to. We did have a quote as a stimulus. I can't remember what quote it was, but it was Shakespeare. And it's something like talking about how all the wise man, the fool thinks he's wise and the wise man knows he's foolish, or something. So we started talking about it for a very small amount of time, doing a little mind map, but then we immediately moved on to doing work up and getting physical with it. So the idea we got from that is, the quote was to talk about human nature. So we started doing a piece with like a flower and running around like hunting and stuff like that. So working on that human nature, and I think it's interesting to see where it'll go as we add those other topics we've worked on. What was effective and why was how we worked. So how we just stopped talking and kept going, just got up and went, and then we got some amazing ideas from that, like hunting as a pack. This was effective because it stops us from just talking like I know some other groups did, and gets us working on it and working as performers together, as opposed to just figuring everything out before we go. What can be developed obviously is the piece in general, so working on it as together as a group and finding different topics of subject, like, I don't know, absurdism that we haven't yet included that we can put in there, maybe some naturalism as well. So that will be done through rehearsal and through the development process. Cool. Pardon me. Then for dance, we did more Nutcracker work, which was us going off into our two individual suites. So my small group got wine gums, which means we're very chewy and very stretchy. So that's what we tried to incorporate in the 8 bars we had to choreograph a bit of dance to. So stretching out and swirling around the mouth. But we also decided we did some research on Matthew Bourne this week, or the week before, I can't remember. So what's interesting about Matthew Bourne is within his dances, he definitely tries to oppose gender roles. He tries to have male doing more feminine things and females doing more masculine things, because gender roles are such a prevalent thing in dance, especially ballet, which is what we're doing. So he likes to have them, challenging them to have the audiences shocked and stuff like that, but also to have the impact of this. Why are you finding this funny? It's just men doing female things. Why is female the funny thing? So within our, we decided to have some traditional male poses so we can channel the practitioner we're doing a dance of, Matthew Bourne. So we've got some male masculine poses as well. So what was effective was using our practitioner to put into our piece. Now, why is this? It's because we're, using research to back up our performances. Like every performer should do, we're making those characters and making those style choices on what the practitioner would do or ideas the practitioner supports. What could be developed is to commit to those winding up characters. So when we're shrugging off our wrappers and stretching out, make those movements more larger and flicking wrists and like I don't want to say gyrating, but gyrating, like our shoulders and stuff like that, to get those movements working and to get how they work best for us and within the way the choreographer wants it. Because when Matthew Bourne choreographed the Nutcracker, he saw it as the main character, Clara's sexual awakening. So that's why all the sweets are so sexy and so, eating like bits off of themselves and stuff like that. So I think to develop it, we need to really channel that. With Mary Did You Know, singing, we'd continued work on Mary Did You Know. So the altos are struggling a little bit, which I don't know why, we just can't hit some notes. So we re-recorded the alto bit to sing and to work with and to understand like how we need to sing it and what notes we need to be hitting. So what was effective is when we sing as a group together, when we start singing with the sopranos, and when we sing singularly as altos. That's effective because we sing together and we're listening to each other. What can be developed, once again, is when we sing as a group with the sopranos and the tenors, is to make sure our parts are heard, make sure our notes are there, and to actually listen to what we're saying, as opposed to just, ignoring it. Okay, so that is week 10. Woo! Proud of us. Proud of us? Oh wait, no, I haven't done creative communications. So I just did a face chart for the firework off medication look for creative communications. And then for digital communications, Emily did the mask on me. Now, it was very uncomfortable, but I'm proud to say I sat through it and managed to do it, which is progress. Woo! Now I'm done. Okay, bye.